For most of my life, someone needed me. A child who couldn't sleep, a husband who needed support, a friend who needed someone to listen. I was always there. Being needed didn't just make me feel useful, it made me feel real. And then, the house got quiet. Not all at once, not dramatically, just quietly. The calls slowed down, the conversations got shorter, and one day, I realized something that terrified me. I didn't know who I was when no one needed me anymore. This is my story. And if you've ever given so much of yourself to others that you forgot who you were, stay with me. Because what I found in the silence changed everything. Welcome to Good Stories Today, your channel for emotional and inspiring stories. Listen while you drive, work, or simply seek inspiration. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Chapter 1. The Phone That Stopped Ringing. It started on a Wednesday morning in October. I woke up at 6:30 like I always did and reached for my phone. 3 notifications, a spam email, a reminder about a dentist appointment, a news alert, but nothing from Rachel, nothing from Michael, nothing from Tom. I told myself it was fine. They were busy. Rachel had the kids. Michael was traveling for work. Tom had his hands full with the new house. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen table, stared at my phone, waiting. For 30 years, my mornings had started the same way. A text from Rachel. "Mom, can I call you later? I need advice." A call from Michael. "Hey, Ma, quick question." A message from one of my friends. "Coffee today? I need to vent." My phone was my lifeline. Not because I was addicted to it, but because it connected me to the people I loved, the people who needed me. And when it was quiet, I felt invisible. By Thursday, I started to worry. I texted Rachel, "Hi, sweetheart, just checking in. How are the kids?" She responded 3 hours later. "Good. Busy week. We'll call you soon." But she didn't call. I texted Michael, "How's the work trip going?" He responded the next morning, "Good. Talk later, Mom." But he didn't talk later. Tom, my husband, was in the garage when I walked in. "Have you talked to the kids lately?" I asked. Rachel texted me a photo of the boys yesterday. "Why?" "I just haven't heard from them much." "They're busy, Joe. That's a good thing." I know. But it didn't feel like a good thing. It felt like I was disappearing. Friday afternoon, my friend Diane called. Finally. "Hey, Joe. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever." "I know. How are you?" "Good. Busy. Actually, that's why I'm calling. I can't do coffee tomorrow. Something came up." "Oh, okay. No problem." "Rain check?" "Sure." We talked for another minute. Surface stuff. Weather. Her grandkids. And then she had to go. I sat on the couch after we hung up. The house was silent. Tom was in the garage. The kids were living their own lives. My friends were busy. And I was here. Just here. I walked to the kitchen and started making dinner, even though it was only 3 p.m. Because I needed something to do. Something to make me feel useful. But as I chopped vegetables, I kept thinking, when did I become optional? For 30 years, I was the person people turned to, the one they needed. But now, I was just the person they'd call later. Chapter 2. The Woman Who Listened. I wasn't always like this. When I was younger, I had dreams. I wanted to be a teacher. I loved kids. Loved the idea of shaping young minds. I went to college, got my degree in education, and then I met Tom. He was kind, steady, a good man. We got married when I was 24, and a year later, Rachel was born. I'd planned to go back to work after maternity leave, but when I held her in my arms, something shifted. I didn't want to leave her. I wanted to be the one who raised her, the one who was there for every moment. So I stayed home. And 2 years later, Michael came, and I stayed home again. Tom worked long hours. He was building his career, providing for us. And I was home, raising the kids, managing the house. But I didn't resent it. I loved it. I loved being needed. As the kids grew, I became the mom everyone came to. Not just my kids, their friends too. When Rachel's best friend, Emma, was struggling with her parents' divorce, she'd come sit in our kitchen and talk to me for hours. When Michael's friend Jake got in trouble at school, his mom called me for advice. I was the safe adult, the one who listened without judgment, the one who understood. And it felt good. It felt like I was doing something that mattered. Tom used to joke about it. "You should charge for therapy sessions, Joe. You'd make a fortune." But I didn't want money. I just wanted to help. When the kids went to college, I thought I'd feel lost. But I didn't, because they still needed me. Rachel would call crying after a breakup. Michael would call stressed about exams, and I'd be there. On the other end of the phone, listening, comforting, guiding. Tom needed me too. When he was passed over for a promotion, I was the one who sat with him through the disappointment. When his father died, I was the one who held him while he cried. I was his anchor. And my friends, they needed me too. Diane, going through menopause and feeling invisible. Susan, navigating her mother's dementia. Carol, dealing with her husband's affair. They all came to me, and I was there for all of them. Because that's who I was. Joanne, the listener, the caretaker, the one who always had time. But here's what I didn't realize. I'd built my entire identity around being needed. And when that need disappeared, so did I. Chapter 3. The silence. The months dragged on, and the silence got louder. Rachel called once a week. Sundays, usually. Quick check-ins. "How are you, Mom?" "I'm good. How are the boys?" "Crazy as always. Jackson's in soccer now." "Tyler's obsessed with dinosaurs." "That's wonderful." "How's Dad?" "He's good." "Okay, well, I gotta go. Dinner's burning. Love you." Click. 5 minutes. Maybe 10 if I was lucky. Michael was worse. He'd respond to my texts with 1 or 2 words. "Good. Busy. Talk soon," but soon never came. Tom was Tom. He wasn't distant. He wasn't cold. He just didn't need me the way he used to. He'd come home from work, eat dinner, watch TV, and go to bed. We'd talk, but it was surface level. "How was your day?" "Fine. Yours?" "Fine." That was it. No deep conversations, no emotional unloading. He'd found his rhythm, his peace, and I was happy for him. But I also felt adrift. I tried to fill the days. I cleaned the house, but it was already clean. I cooked elaborate meals, but Tom was fine with simple dinners. I volunteered at the church, but it felt hollow. I wasn't connecting with anyone. I was just showing up. One afternoon, I was folding laundry in the bedroom when I caught my reflection in the mirror, and I didn't recognize myself. Not physically, but emotionally. I looked tired, sad, empty. When did that happen? I sat on the edge of the bed, holding one of Tom's shirts, and I started to cry. Not because something bad had happened, but because nothing was happening, and I didn't know how to fix it. I'd spent my entire life being the person people leaned on, but I'd never learned how to stand on my own. Chapter 4. The breaking point. Thanksgiving was coming. Rachel and Michael were both coming home with their families. I should have been excited, but I was terrified, because I knew what would happen They'd arrive. The house would be full of noise and chaos. Kids running everywhere, laughter, conversation, and I'd be in the kitchen, cooking, serving, cleaning, being useful. And then they'd leave, and the house would be quiet again, and I'd be alone. They arrived on Wednesday evening. Rachel with her husband, David, and their 2 boys, Jackson, 6, and Tyler, 4, Michael with his girlfriend, Sophie. The house exploded with life. "Grandma." Jackson ran into my arms. Tyler was right behind him. "I missed you so much," I said, holding them tight. Rachel hugged me. "Hi, Mom. The house looks great." "Thank you, sweetheart." Michael kissed my cheek. "Hey, Ma. This is Sophie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Mrs. Bennett. Call me Joanne, please." We all settled in, bags everywhere, kids running, voices overlapping. And for the first time in months, I felt alive. That night, after the kids were in bed, we sat in the living room. Tom and David were talking about football. Rachel and Sophie were laughing about something on their phones. Michael was scrolling through his, and I was just sitting there, watching. No one needed me. They were all fine, happy, complete, and I felt like a ghost in my own home. Rachel must have noticed. "Mom, you okay?" "I'm fine. You've been quiet. Just tired." "You sure?" "Yes, sweetheart. I'm sure." But I wasn't sure. I excused myself and went to the bathroom. I locked the door, sat on the edge of the tub, and cried, quietly, so no one would hear. I cried because I was surrounded by people I loved, and I'd never felt more alone. I cried because I didn't know who I was anymore, and I cried because I was too ashamed to admit it. For 30 years, being a mother, a wife, a friend had been enough. But now that they didn't need me the way they used to, I realized I'd never learned how to be just Joanne. Chapter 5. The Conversation with God. Thanksgiving Day came. I woke up early, 5 a.m. The house was quiet. Everyone was still asleep. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table in the dark. And for the first time in a long time, I prayed. Not a formal prayer, not a memorized one, just talking. God, I don't know what to do. I feel so lost. I spent my whole life taking care of everyone. And now I don't know who I am without that. Is this it? Is this what the rest of my life looks like? Just waiting for people to need me. I sat in the silence, waiting for an answer. And slowly, quietly, I felt something. Not a voice, not a sign, just a presence, a gentle knowing. You are more than what you do for others. I close my eyes, but I don't know how to be more than that. Then it's time to learn. I spent the rest of the morning cooking. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, pies. Rachel came down around 8 a.m. Mom, you need help. I'm okay. You sure? You've been up for hours? I like cooking. You know that. She hugged me from behind. I know, but you don't have to do everything yourself. I want to. She pulled back and looked at me. Really looked at me. Mom, are you happy? The question caught me off guard. Of course I'm happy. Are you really? I wanted to lie, to say yes, to smile and change the subject, but something in her eyes stopped me. I don't know, I admitted quietly. Rachel's face softened. Mom, I'm fine, really. I've been adjusting. Adjusting to what? To this, you and Michael being grown, not needing me as much. Mom, we still need you. Not the way you used to. That's not a bad thing. I know, but it feels like it. Rachel pulled me into a hug, and I let myself cry. Right there in the kitchen, with the turkey in the oven and the potatoes boiling on the stove. I let myself break. Mom, you've spent your whole life taking care of us. Maybe it's time you let us take care of you. I didn't know how to let them take care of me. But maybe it was time to learn. Chapter 6. The turning point after Thanksgiving. Everyone went home, and the house was quiet again. But this time, the silence felt different, because Rachel's words kept echoing in my head. Maybe it's time you let us take care of you. I didn't know what that meant, but I knew I needed to figure it out. On Monday morning, I did something I hadn't done in years. I went for a walk, alone. No phone, no destination, just walking. The neighborhood was quiet. Most people were at work. I walked past houses I'd lived near for 30 years, but had never really noticed. The blue house with the rose garden, the yellow house with the wind chimes, the corner house with the tire swing. And I thought, when did I stop noticing things? I'd been so focused on everyone else's lives that I'd stopped paying attention to my own. I ended up at the park. There was a bench near the pond. I sat down, and I prayed again. God, I need help. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to be me without being needed. And then, quietly, I felt it again. That gentle presence. Who were you before you became a mother? Before you became a wife? I thought about it. Who was I? I was a girl who loved books, who wanted to teach, who loved children. I was curious, creative, full of dreams. When did I lose that? You didn't lose it. You just set it aside. Can I get it back? Yes, but you have to choose it. That afternoon, I went to the library. I hadn't been in years. I walked through the aisles, running my fingers along the spines of books. Fiction, nonfiction, poetry, memoirs. I picked up a book, Unbecoming by Michelle Obama. I sat in a chair by the window and started reading. And for the first time in months, I felt present, not thinking about Rachel or Michael or Tom or anyone else. Just here, reading, being. It was a small thing, but it felt like a beginning. For 30 years, I'd been defined by my relationships, but maybe it was time to remember who I was outside of them. Chapter 7. The Rebuild. I started small. I went to the library every week, read books, sat in silence. I joined a book club at the church, met women I'd known for years but had never really connected with. We talked about books, about life, about struggles. And for the first time, I wasn't the one listening. I was sharing. One of the women, Patricia, said something that stuck with me. Joanne, you're always so calm, so put together. It's nice to see you just be real. Real. I'd spent so long being what everyone needed that I'd forgotten how to be real. I also started painting. I'd always loved art, but I'd never made time for it. I bought some cheap supplies at the craft store, set up a little corner in the spare bedroom, and I painted. Badly, at first. But I didn't care, because it wasn't about being good. It was about doing something for me. Tom noticed. You seem lighter, he said one night. Lighter. Yeah, happier. I think I am, he smiled. Good, you deserve to be. Rachel called one Sunday. Hey, Mom, how are you? I'm good, really good, actually. Yeah, what's new? I joined a book club, and I've been painting. Painting? Since when? Since a few weeks ago. That's amazing, Mom. I'm proud of you. Thanks, sweetheart. We talked for a while, about the kids, about her job, about life. And then she said something unexpected. "Mom, can I ask you something?" "Of course." "Did you ever feel like you lost yourself when you became a mom?" I paused. "Yes, I did." "How did you find yourself again?" "I'm still figuring that out, but I think it starts with giving yourself permission to exist outside of being a mom." She was quiet for a moment. "That's hard. I know, but it's worth it." For the first time, I wasn't just mothering Rachel, I was connecting with her. Woman to woman. Chapter 8. The Discovery. One morning in February, I woke up and realized something. I hadn't checked my phone first thing. I'd just woken up, made coffee, sat by the window, watched the sun rise, and I felt peaceful. Not because someone needed me, but because I was okay with myself. I started volunteering at the local elementary school, reading to kids, helping with art projects. It reminded me why I'd wanted to be a teacher in the first place. I loved watching their faces light up when they understood something new. I loved their curiosity, their joy. One little girl, Emma, reminded me of Rachel. She was shy, quiet, but so bright. One day, she came up to me after I'd read a story. "Mrs. Bennett, can I ask you something?" "Of course, sweetie." "Do you think I'm smart?" My heart broke. "Emma, I think you're brilliant. My teacher says I talk too much." "Well, I think talking means you have important things to say." She smiled, a small, hopeful smile. "Thank you." And I realized I was still needed, just in a different way. Tom and I started having real conversations again, not just surface-level check-ins, but deep talks about life, about dreams, about who we wanted to be in this next chapter. One night, we were sitting on the porch, watching the stars. "Joe, can I tell you something?" "Of course. I've been worried about you." "Worried?" "Yeah. For a while now, you seemed lost." "I was." "Are you okay now?" "I'm getting there." He took my hand. "I love you. Not because of what you do for me, but because of who you are." I looked at him. "Do you know who I am?" He smiled, and I'm starting to remember. Because I was starting to remember too. Chapter 9. The Lesson. It's been 8 months since that quiet November morning when I realized no one needed me anymore. And I'm not going to tell you I have it all figured out. I don't. Some days, I still feel that pull, that need to be needed. But most days, I'm okay, because I've learned something. You can love people deeply without losing yourself in them. You can care for others without making them your entire identity. You can be a mother, a wife, a friend, and still be you. I talked to Patricia from the book club last week. She said something that made me cry. "Joanne, you've changed. You seem free." Free. I'd never thought of it that way. But she was right. For 30 years, I'd been tethered to everyone else's needs. And now I was learning to be tethered to my own. Rachel came to visit last month. Just her. No kids, no husband. We spent the weekend together, talking, laughing, painting, reading. And on Sunday morning, she said, "Mom, I want to be like you when I grow up." I laughed. "You're 32. You're already grown up." You know what I mean. I want to be the kind of woman who knows who she is, not just who she is to other people. I hugged her. "You already are, sweetheart. You just have to give yourself permission to see it." Because that's what I'd been learning. To give myself permission. Conclusion. Who you are when no one needs you. I'm 59 years old. I don't have all the answers. I don't have a perfect life. But I have something I didn't have a year ago. I have myself. And that's everything. So if you're watching this, and you've spent your whole life taking care of everyone else, if you've measured your worth by how much you give, if you've ever felt invisible when you stop being useful, I want you to hear this. You are not what you do for other people. You are not the roles you play. You are not the care you give. You are a whole, complete, beautiful person with dreams, with desires, with a life that belongs to you. And it's okay to claim it. It's okay to take up space. It's okay to say, "This is mine." It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you human. I still care for my family. I still love them deeply. But now I also care for myself. I read. I paint. I volunteer. I connect. Not because someone needs me to, but because I want to. And that's made all the difference. So give yourself permission. Permission to rest. Permission to dream. Permission to exist outside of your relationships. Because you are more than a mother, more than a wife, more than a caretaker. You are Joanne. You are Sarah. You are whoever you are, and that is enough. This is Good Stories Today, your channel for emotional and inspiring stories. If this story resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe. I share stories like this every week. Real, honest, human stories about people trying to figure it out, just like you and me. Thanks for listening. And remember, caring for yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred. See you in the next story.